The video that hit 5.3 million, and I was like, holy I like to treat the algorithm like a dartboard and just throw targets and see what hits the bullseye and goes viral. If a product didn't work, I didn't let views or anything kind of discourage me at all. Watch other videos of other TikTok creators. That's kind of how I get inspiration, is just organically scrolling, seeing what TikTok is pushing. Because if I see it on my algorithm, then I know TikTok is pushing that. And so that's when I had first couple hundred in commission earnings coming in. It went skyrocketed.
All right, everyone, welcome to the Affiliate Academy podcast, where we interview the top 1% of TikTok Shop affiliates. We have a very special guest today, Anju. Anju, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Top 1%. I am so honored.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty amazing, the stories that I get from this podcast and just the success that I've seen. So it might seem easy to you, but to a lot of people, it's kind of hard work and a lot of battles to trudge through. But hopefully we can kind of dissect on what works for you, and hopefully it works for other people. So
yeah, thank you so much for having me on. Super excited to talk about this. And yeah, let's get into it.
all right. So I always like to start with a little bit of backstory. What happened before TikTok Shop? What were you doing? What were you mixed up in? Kind of like, how did it come across your plate? But like, what was Anju like before TikTok Shop came about?
So I have just always been involved in social media ever since I was young. I started off in middle school, growing a following on Twitter. I would film music videos with my best friends and post it on Facebook. I had a YouTube channel doing beauty, fashion, lifestyle in high school. And then I kind of just continued to grow my personal platforms on Instagram and TikTok. And I worked in-house with brands within the lifestyle, fashion, beauty space, and also freelanced. And so I had all this experience. And when I kind of quit my last corporate job and decided I wanted to pursue TikTok. And so I started posting on TikTok every single day starting last summer. And one of my close friends had introduced me to TikTok Shop and was like, have you heard about this? And this is when it was very new. Like, no one was talking about TikTok Shop yet. And maybe like a few videos had rolled out on the platform. And I was able to apply and get in easily. And posted a product that I had at home. And one of those videos had just blown up and taken off and gone viral. And that's kind of how it started there.
Very cool. Okay, so you're in social media, e-commerce, online marketing, and then TikTok Shop came along through a recommendation from a friend.
Mm-hmm.
When you created those first videos, were you kind of just flying by the seat of your pants? I know you kind of relied on a lot of your digital marketing experience, but like, did you have I guess there was no course, right? Because no one really taught it, but like, how did you go about making that first video? Just kind of like what you thought was going to be selling that product?
So I have always just been interested in fashion and beauty. So one of the products that I showcased was a hair wax stick that it's trending right now to like do a slick back look for girls. And so this hair wax stick was something I just had, and I had seen that it was available on TikTok Shop. So I just tagged the product as if like I would normally create a video or a tutorial of how to slick back your hair. And it gained a lot of views from there. And I honestly was using, more of just like my organic speaking style as like, look at this product, this is how to do it kind of thing. And that is what performed well.
Cool.
So, yeah.
So you made those videos. Talk about like your first signs of success, right? You said they got views, but like, when did the sales start coming in? Like, when were you like, oh crap, this is making money?
Yeah, so that first product and first video, it gained like I was able to make a couple hundred from commission earnings there. And I was like, okay, well, this is cool. But, I didn't think it would like be sustainable or like reach anywhere near it did, later on. But the more I posted, I was getting approached by different brands that were interested in sending me their products to review and test out. And so I just continued to post more videos tagging products with TikTok Shop. and there was another video that went super viral, that actually
I
ended up
love these, by the
getting.
way. But
Oh, yeah.
okay, so I love this, by the way, like the part where you just like super viral, like gets on your radar. So yeah, take us back to that moment where you just like maybe when you were making the video, like what did that look like into like maybe waking up to crazy sales or something?
Oh my God. Well, this was a long time ago. So I think when I had first seen, the video that hit 5.3 million, I was watching it more and more, and it was like every like minute, every hour, like the views just kept going and going and going. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, I thought, this was kind of rigged, or like, what is happening? But it
Glitch.
was very much real. And then, later on, I saw in my account, like, how much money that was able to generate.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. And then from there, it was just like day after day after day, the more views this video got, the more sales it generated. And I was like, okay, there might be some money in what's going on. And so,
Was there can you tell me about like the video that was or the product, the
mhm,
style of video that was made,
mhm.
what you used to create it?
So that there was this bodysuit that I was promoting, and that video ended up getting taken down, but it did gain a lot of sales. um,
Right.
but that was a bodysuit that was kind of like not shapeshifty, but it's meant to like
Form fitting.
snatch your waist. And so the way that I was promoting it was showcasing um me wearing it in like jeans that were like they were my size,
Right.
but it looked like I was like, 3 sizes smaller.
Oh, okay.
And
So
so that
it
was
like
kind of the
form fit.
selling point of it.
Yeah.
And like the hook that grabbed people in. And so that gained a lot of views. It did end up getting taken down because I had used a word that you're not
Oh
allowed
no.
to use. And so
Okay.
TikTok did give me a violation. Um, and then after that, another top selling product that I had was a jumpsuit that had like kind of like a booty scrunch in the
Uh-huh.
back. And so the main hook of that video was like, look at how good this product makes you look. And yeah, I don't know why that one gained so much, but that's still like my top seller now is the jumpsuit. And there's a shorter like romper version of it. Um, but yeah, that's.
Okay, cool. So it's kind of in the fashion part. I guess,
Mhm.
violations and getting taken down is a big part. Like what kind of advice would you give someone to kind of avoid those violations, or what do you abide by going forward when you kind of talk about products? Like any, guidelines to kind of avoid those violations?
Yeah, so dupe is not a word that people should be using. I had learned that the hard
Okay.
way.
Was that bad word that you
That was
used?
the word. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I had mentioned it was another more popular brand.
Yeah.
And
You can
so
say it here. It's a podcast. You've already been trained not to, to be cautious on TikTok. But yeah, it's a different platform, so you could use it.
I still don't want to have them send me any kind of lawsuit.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm just gonna say
You're so good.
it was
Okay,
a
just say
very
another brand.
popular celebrity-owned brand, and I
Okay.
had used the word dupe after
Yeah.
that to kind of, you know,
Promote it or just put it on
promote
people's
this.
radar, get the ears perked up. Yeah.
Yeah, to promote this product. And so I'm assuming the brand didn't like that or TikTok didn't like that and got it
Yeah.
taken down. So definitely don't mention any other, brands if it's not that.
Yeah.
Um, Not even in your captions, not in your videos, not
Yeah.
in the hashtags. And then yeah,
Not
do.
even brands also, but like celebrity names too. Because I think what happens is TikTok uses its AI and bots to transcribe the what's going on, and they'll run it by, celebrities' names and have a database and cross-reference that and flag it if necessary. So, and I love how it's kind of ingrained in your mind, not even to say it in normal conversations. So that's awesome. That's
Yeah,
great.
as soon as I learned, ooh, never saying that ever again. And so I have to like kind of rephrase how I say things like that.
Yeah.
And then there was another violation I had gotten recently, and it was me kind of, um, I had taken some content from another creator who was my friend. All right.
Yeah.
And he had posted about this skincare product, and I just wanted to showcase like what his results were. And I
Mhm.
credited him, like I said, this is his video, this is his, and it's
Yeah.
still, that was like a violation. Like you can't use other people's content in it
Yeah. It's
at all.
crazy how every other video is using other people's content, and yet sometimes like your video gets violation points for it, and like kind of arbitrary violation point giving out for the same exact thing that's got millions of views. That's always probably never going to go away, but it's always puzzling, right?
I know. I tried to appeal it, but it's all right. It's
Yeah.
okay.
All right. So you about so the video that you talk about, like the first one, your kind of first level of big
Yeah.
success. How long after your journey did that pop off? Like about like a couple months?
So that first video I had posted, I want to say in like July or August. And so that's when I had first seen that, first couple hundred
Yeah.
um, in commission earnings coming in. And then it wasn't until October, November was when it went like
The big
skyrocketed
one.
like
Okay, so
crazy.
four or
Due
five
to the
months, 4 or 5 months into it to you're like, okay. So that's a lot of time to go by. I mean, I guess you're getting some wins and some, you don't want to continue with the small wins, but then, some people would fall off between that, first small win to the big win, right? So
Mhm.
that's pretty good. You stayed consistent.
Well, I saw the
Okay.
potential. I didn't know if I
Okay.
could, like, garner that success. I had no
Yeah.
idea, but, I just kept going at it just to
Yeah.
have it be another source of income,
Okay.
because with the way that the TikTok algorithm is, like, I just kinda just push videos out there and see what happens to it. That's always been
Yeah.
my strategy.
Your
Um
go-to.
I like to say I like to treat the algorithm like a dartboard and just throw targets and see what hits the bullseye,
Yeah.
and goes viral. So that's kind of my strategy. I'll also like make different types of videos surrounding a certain product. But yeah, that time it was it wasn't until that jumpsuit video where I saw really big
Yeah. And
there.
you're like, I'm all in now. Okay. So after that jumpsuit video,
Mhm.
there's inevitably going to be a time in your journey where you're like, or maybe not, but there's inevitably going to be a time where you're like, this isn't working as great, or you're kind of like, I wish I had that success before. Maybe like a downward, time in like kind of like, man, my videos aren't working. Crap. Like, is this even worth it? So take me to those kind of challenging moments, and then also like how you got around them, or kind of what pushed you forward.
Definitely. So I would say, like I said, in October, November, during the holiday December
Okay.
period, it was really like sales were good. We were trending upwards. January was also really good. February it kind of dipped down, but then March was my biggest month. Okay. But then
Yeah.
ever since March, it's been trickling down. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. It's not been the best, but it also was because I was committing my time completely into another work
Venture.
field. And so I didn't have as much time to dedicate into TikTok shop. And so since then, I did leave that position and I have had more time to put into TikTok shop. And so now we're back. We're trending upwards again. And
Oh,
I think with
fantastic.
this holiday push, it's gonna be a lot bigger as well, because I remember last year this time I'm like, we did great. So I'm assuming this
Yeah,
it'll be back again.
cut and
Um,
paste from
but
us.
as far as paving through, honestly, I just kept pushing. I just kept putting videos out there, and if a product didn't work, I didn't let views or anything kind of discourage me at all. I just I just kept going, and I would watch other videos of other TikTok creators or TikTok shop creators and see what videos or products they were focusing on and see if I could also get into that. And that's kind of how I get inspiration, is just by like organically scrolling, seeing what TikTok is pushing, because if I see it on my algorithm, then
Mhm.
I know TikTok is pushing that. Um, and just ordering samples from there, and trying to get into that momentum as well, I feel like is my best advice there.
Nice, nice. I wanna get into, you touched on it a little bit, but a little bit of your strategy, right? So when you're sitting at the, beginning of the week, you have a lot of products to make videos on, right?
I have
How
a
do you
pile lined up
Yeah,
behind
it's
me.
a common story with the affiliates that I interview. But like, okay, so you have all these products. Like, what's your strategy going into the week? Like, how do you prepare for, to make the videos? What's your kind of day to day look like? Do you prep at all? How much prep? Like, kind of talk me to like the start of your weekend, like how you attack the week.
I usually like to batch create my content on one day. So whatever products I received, over the weekend, I'll usually go ahead and shoot all of that on the one day and like edit it all, so that I have them all drafted and ready to post for the next coming days. Because every week I'm receiving numerous products, so I'll kind of incorporate them, whether it's in my morning routine when I'm doing my makeup and doing my skincare. I'll incorporate it then. I'll do try on videos with all of the fashion items that I receive. And I'll always make sure for the fashion items to do one that's with audio and one that's talking style to camera. Just to have both variations. And then I'll also wear the outfits during the week so I can incorporate them in my outfits of the days. And then at night, I'll also film when I'm doing my skincare at the end of the night. So that's kind of how I incorporate filming into my day to day.
Right.
And because there's so many new products that come in, it's always like, I just got this new product. Let's try it out, kind of thing.
Okay. So like open the box. So, okay, cool. So you have pile of items, you kind of take a look at the items and you plan them across your week, right? You have, maybe food products or style products, and this is like kind of what I'm going to wear throughout the week and kind of attack it that way. Very cool. And then, so now can you tell me about like your style of video, your style of video creation, script, etc. I know you do a lot of try on, fashion and stuff, but talk to me about your style if you were to describe it to someone out there.
Describe my style. I mean, I just kind of film whatever I film. Like, I don't write a script typically, unless it's like for a paid brand deal. I won't write a script. I would just authentically like show up as myself on camera and
Yeah.
say what I want to say about it. I'll always give my honest reviews. I'll talk about, if it's a clothing item, I will talk about the fabric or the quality or how it feels or, how it makes me feel. I definitely think like talking to camera style videos perform better just because it gives, a testimonial to the
Right.
product. Whereas,
More natural.
yeah, I do like doing those no audio or like just a music overlay over it just to
Hmm.
get into like trending sounds and utilize
Yeah.
that aspect. Um, so that I guess would be my style, but also when it
Yeah.
comes to editing is when I kind of fix everything up because I will just ramble and yap for
Yeah,
10
that's what I was
minutes.
gonna say. In doing that, you probably have a lot of editing to do. Or not a lot, but like,
Yeah.
you get good at it, but like you have more editing to do than versus like maybe more structured approach. But tell me about your editing. How's that kind of look?
Yeah, so I will ramble and yap for 10 minutes and then I'll go in and edit and rearrange clips and cut out any nonsense or any bullshit that I'm saying that
Yeah,
doesn't apply to it. But I will typically like say something during the video that I think should be the hook. And so
yeah,
I'll include that part of the video that I feel like is the most valuable part and move it to the beginning. Um, and that's usually like what will get the viewer's
yeah.
attention. Um,
So I have two things I took away from this. So you do have a style, and for me, it's you use your digital marketing background or your marketing background to know how to talk about a product, right? And you call it rambling, but you're just essentially just putting a lot of content out there and really trying to talk about the points that you think would translate, right? And then you have a superpower of editing, knowing what you said before, and then kind of recalling it and then cutting it up into a way that you think would translate well into a TikTok shop video. So
mhm.
that's the style, at least, that I took away from your.
Definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I am typically like that. Like I don't like public speaking ever. Like I have kind of a fear of that and it's just because there's no form of editing. But when I'm
Okay.
filming myself, and it's just me and the camera, like I take multiple takes of
Yeah.
whatever sentence I'm saying. So I feel way more comfortable in that aspect because I know I can just like delete it afterwards.
Right.
Um, but then if I say something, in a one version in the beginning of the video, but then I'm like, wait, I don't like that. Let me say that, later on
Mhm.
in the video, then I can just cut and edit that out. And
Very cool.
that's the great part of editing.
Yeah, I would say I've talked to a number of people, and one of the affiliates I talked with, they hired a team of editors, right? So you'll do your edits, but you'll give your team the raw content so they can edit it in their way, right? So it's essentially like hyper, kind of
Yeah.
more versions of your edits, I guess.
Honestly, editing takes so much time.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
all of my
essentially it.
filming, editing all every day. And I
Right.
wish I could outsource that, but I feel a sort of, like,
Right.
attachment to the editing
Yeah.
itself because I want it to still come from, like, me and my style, and I feel like if I hired somebody to do it, they wouldn't do it as well as I would, or, like, I would need to go in and redo it anyways or
Yeah.
something, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
just mine,
for
but
sure.
I should probably
You should
hire.
just see it, see how it works, see if it is total not your style, but maybe you'll find that one editor and then you can cut your hours in half or three-fourths or whatever it may be. But
That'll be
um what else? Okay, so how many kind of lately, as you're kind of ramping back up, what are like your videos per week? Like how many are you aiming to do per week, or how many products per week? Like what does your kind of post rate look like?
So I would say I post on TikTok. I try to post on TikTok 3 times a day, if not more. And then one video of that will be a TikTok shop video, but it also could be 3 videos a day, could be a TikTok shop video. So
Okay.
whatever I have drafted, I don't really have like any kind of, strict schedule that I put on myself, but because I will have a bunch of TikTok shop content drafted, I would just post those along the week. And so it could be I would say like 1 to 5 every day.
Nice, nice. All right, so we're gonna approach the rapid fire question round of I'm just gonna spitball some questions to you and then answer the best you can. So first one is, what are the top 3 products that it could be most GMV, the ones you like the most? I know it's probably that suit that you talked about, but what else are you thinking?
Yeah, so definitely the jumpsuit and the romper version of that are my top sellers. There was also this walking pad that I was selling a lot, for people to like walk while they're at home. And it was just
Okay,
one video that I made that gained a lot of views, and I'm still like making sales from that.
nice. Is
Um,
this the treadmill, the
mhm.
walking treadmill?
Yeah.
Okay, like the compact treadmill. And then when you said a lot of views, what's a lot of views?
I haven't checked it
In the millions?
recently, but it's definitely past 3 million. So
Okay, very cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that one, because it was a higher valued product,
Yep.
that
Generates
it
more.
just like generating more. Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
What's your biggest GMV generated in a single day?
Oh, I don't know that metrics. I actually
Okay.
don't know that one.
All right. Um, okay, so I work on, I deal with a lot with the brands, right? And the brands reach out to affiliates, and there's always a big question mark of like, how do the brands best reach out to the affiliates, right? What can the brands give to the affiliates that, helps them on their journey? So like, if you were to talk to a brand, or what are some things that you've seen brands do for you that you're like, okay, this is how you should actually talk to me as an affiliate and how to best prepare me? What would you tell those brands?
So, personally for me, the best way to contact me is through email. I just in the platform itself of TikTok, I can't see a lot,
Yeah, it gets
because there's
it's
so
lost in
much
the
that
sea.
comes
Yeah.
in. So, I don't really see a lot of my messages or my, like, inbox requests.
Yep.
Um, so I always say the best way to contact is through email, but then also my email, I get a ton of emails as
Yeah.
well. So I usually look for a brand that is reaching out directly to me and not like in an email chain. They say my name and they, may express something specific about my content. So
Yeah.
that showcases like that they watched it. Um, but also just kind of directly talking to me and wanting to build that partnership or relationship in that aspect, is usually what I'm looking for. But also, if I am just intrigued in the brand and intrigued in the product that they're selling, and I want to try it out myself, that
Yeah.
is typically also what I gravitate towards. So, say it's like a new product that came out, and I want to get my hands on it, then I'll participate in that campaign.
Got it.
But if it's, a brand that is new and up and coming, I'm also definitely interested in working with those brands as well. So I just think making sure you're talking to the person that you're
Yeah.
talking to and
Not a
addressing them.
spam message.
Yeah, and kind of making that personal relationship, I feel, is most valuable to me.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So one tip for aspiring affiliates, right? Someone just getting in the space and they're like, I want to do this out. What's something you wish you would have known in the very beginning? Like, what would you tell yourself back in the day?
I just say consistency is the best thing. Like, even if you are not getting views, one day, like a lot of my videos that I posted in August, July, whatever last year are still gaining traction now, or
Very cool.
they
Yeah.
went viral months later, so you never know what will happen
Really?
to your video. Yeah, no, so many of them, like,
Tell me about like one experience, because like I've heard that a lot, but like that's what some people like miss out. They post the video, it gets 300 views, and they're like they kind of write it off, right? But like, what's an example of a story where you're like, man, I posted that last year and I'm getting X, Y, Z? Like, what is that?
no, I mean, most of, like, if you look at my notifications in
Yeah.
my TikTok, it's all old videos. Like,
Wow. Okay.
so yeah, things that I posted from last year or a couple months ago are still popping off now. If they didn't then, like, that's why I just like don't really care or look at the views, because I'm like, you know what? It's fine that it didn't pop off now, but I have videos that are popping off for me years, or
Right.
a year ago, that is working for me now, and this might happen to this video, a couple months down the line. So I don't let that discourage me, and also I say post consistently, because you really just never know. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many opportunities out there, and I always think like a video might land on the For You page of the brand that I'm trying to connect with, and so you
Hmm.
never know.
Yeah. All right. So kind of winding up here, but like, what are some things that you are working on now? Like, what are some projects? Or I know you said you're refocusing on TikTok Shop and affiliate videos. Do you have anything else going on that you want to share?
Yes, I actually own a social media agency. It's called Social Studios LA, and we offer content creation, social media management, social media strategy, and influencer relations. So, if any brand is interested in any of those services, SSLA is definitely interested in helping out.
Yeah, we talked about this pre-show, but I might have some clients who are interested in social media services. So yeah, definitely check that
Loves
out.
to be connected.
Love it. Cool, cool. All right, well, that wraps it up for today's episode. So again, thank you for giving us your time and sharing us, your story and strategies. So appreciate the time, Anju.
I appreciate this. Thank you so much. This was so fun.
All right, all right, everyone. Thank you for listening. Follow us on uh, affiliateacademyhq.com, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
Thanks. Bye.